Guys, as you know, the market's shifting in a lot of markets around the country. Equity positions are getting pinched, which is important for today's video. And we're gonna talk about 3 different strategies that I've used in my business over the years that we're not using right now and haven't used a lot over the past few years that we're looking at very, very closely going forward as the market corrects. And that's foreclosures, short sales, and subject to deals. The reason why these are all important, if you're not using these in your business right now or utilizing this strategy, is because of equity position, right? So here's kind of what I wanna show you visually. Right here on the board, I have 2 different graphs. This one over here, guys, is what most homeowners have looked at between 2011 and 2018. This one right here is 2018 going forward. So let's take this position down here, big equity position. Let's assume that this person owes $100,000 on this house. But over the past few years, they've seen double-digit appreciation, which has happened in a lot of different markets around the country. And now they have a house that's worth $120,000, $130,000, but they only owe $100,000. Now let's say they get behind, they lose their job, they can't make their payments, and they're headed into foreclosure. What do they traditionally do? Well, because they have enough equity in the position, even if there's not 30 days for a traditional retail sale with a real estate agent off the MLS, what they have here is enough equity to be able to call a house buying company like you or me and dump the house, sell the debt and the house. Sell the debt and the house, because that's very important, especially when we talk about subject to. People who get in financial stress or in situations where they're wanting to sell a house quickly for a discount, they're not really selling the house, they're selling the debt. They're trying to get away from that anxiety and the pain. So what we've seen over the past few years is there's so much appreciation in the marketplace. People that bought a house a couple years ago, they've been paying down principal as well as appreciation has been going up. They have enough equity to dump the house. But here's what we're gonna start seeing, guys. As the market slows, that appreciation is not gonna keep going at 8 to 12 to 15% a month in some markets. Which means someone that bought a house a year ago, if they're already behind in payments and they have no equity, the ability to dump the property to a cash investor is no longer an option, right? Because there's no equity. If they have only 20 days until this foreclosure sale, they don't have enough time to use a retail agent, a regular real estate agent to sell at retail because there's not enough time for the full process to go through. So what are their only options, right? That's where we get right here. So this is what you gotta realize, guys. Equity positions are gonna get pinched a lot more likely over the next few years than we've seen over the past 5 years. And this is why these strategies are some to focus on. So foreclosure deals, guys, are coming back. Foreclosures are going up in a lot of markets, and this is something that you wanna start marketing towards again. Even though everybody seems to go after foreclosures, there's now more foreclosures going into the marketplace. And a lot of people that are going after foreclosures years ago, like myself and a lot of other entrepreneurs, have backed off this strategy. So there's gonna be a window of time before everybody starts going after foreclosures again, when foreclosures spike and pick up in your market, where you can go pick up a number of properties really, really quick. Let's just say you got 10 good houses. If you're making $30,000+ a house, isn't that a lot of money that you can go after before everybody starts going after this strategy again? So foreclosures are definitely picking up, guys, and this is one to go after. Now this goes hand in hand with short sales and subject to deals. The reason why short sales are coming back, guys, is this. If they get in a situation where there's no equity and they can't sell the house, and the banks are taking on all these extra properties and they're building up this shadow inventory that's gonna cost them a fortune to get rid of or handle, what do you think they wanna do? It's more expensive for them to hold the property, repair it, take it to foreclosure sale, go through that full process. It's a big headache. They don't wanna do that. Banks are not in the real estate business, they're in the financing business. So the quicker they can get the properties off the books and get that money redeployed and start making money on their money, the better, right? So what they're gonna do is they're gonna be more open to doing short sales on these properties. Now, what is a short sale? It means when the property is you're shorting the sale on the property. So say you owe $100,000 right here and the value of the property is $102,000. There's no equity in the house, right? So what are you gonna do? They may let you sell the house for $80,000, $90,000, $60,000. Now this is all dependent on banks approving this, right? So you're gonna have to find a short sale agent in your marketplace or research the short sale process, guys. But those who understand how to do this, when the short sale process starts going and there's a lot of banks trying to get these properties off the records so they don't have to pay for them, this is gonna be a huge opportunity. So look in the short sale process going forward, guys, in the next couple of years. This is a good strategy that not a lot of investors are gonna be doing. And the last one is subject to, guys. As we all know, subject to is attractive because it's a low risk strategy for investors who don't have good credit to be able to pick up rental properties and to be able to pick up properties that they can cash flow. And the reason why a lot of subject to deals are gonna start popping up on the market, if we saw our other video, guys, is equity position once again. Let's say this individual, this is the same person but at different points in time. They bought this house in 2015, massive appreciation happened, now they're trying to sell it in 2018. They could just dump the house at a discounted price to an investor who's gonna pay all cash because they have enough equity to do so. But what if they have no equity? What if it can't be sold retail and it's headed into foreclosure? The bank's not willing to work with them on a short sale, and they don't have enough equity in the house to sell it to a cash investor. What are they going to do? They can simply allow this investor here to come in and buy the house purchase the house subject to the existing mortgage staying in place. They'll take over making the payments going forward. While the debt stays in the original seller's name, the ownership goes into investor's hands or the person who bought the property. So when people are stuck in a situation where they can sell the house and not be responsible for the payments and not go through foreclosure versus the other option, going through foreclosure, they're more likely to do this. Now, if there's equity in the property, they're just gonna sell it to get the debt off their name. That's why right now with low equity positions going forward, all these people buying houses in 2018, 2019, 2020 at the top of the market, they're gonna get stuck in these spots, guys, and that's a good opportunity for you to make an offer to buy the house subject to. Also start working with local banks and local short sale agents in your marketplace that you can refer these short sale type of leads to them. These agents will handle all the work and they just tell you if it's ready to close. And guys, if you're not marketing for foreclosures, these are picking up. So put this back on your marketing, back into your marketing campaigns, because you're gonna pick up a lot of deals here real quick because a lot of houses are starting to go into foreclosure. I hope you liked today's video, guys, on some of the exit strategies that a lot of people have not really been using over the past few years that I think are gonna come back in full force in 2019 and 2020. If you haven't already done so, subscribe to the channel, guys. I'll see you on the next one. Have a good day.